This is the Padres POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the
San Diego Padres.
Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, Padre fan? Welcome to your Padres POSTCAST. My name is Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease, G-R-I-E-S, at Jim Grease _ on social media. Give me a follow, make you holla. The Padres making you holla again tonight. A big win over the Braves at home at Petco Park. And for the second straight day to start this season that we come into with high hopes. Gotta have high hopes. You know what I'm saying? You have high hopes coming into the season, and for good reason with this season after what happened last year, and everything obviously came together for this team, and the same, just for the most part, just about the same lineup, minus Profar, who's over in the Atlanta dugout. But you had an incredible run last year, and this year you got the lineup to continue to put the pressure on the opposing team's pitching, and you have the bullpen again. This team's bullpen was fantastic again tonight. 4-3 Padres, the final and more late inning heroics. This time it was the Crow Show, Jake Cronenworth with the late homer to bring it on home. This is your Padres POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Want to remind you right now that we are free. That is right. We're free here on YouTube, right on your Locked On Padres podcast channel. We are free wherever you get your podcasts, right? Not just YouTube. We're free on the audio side. That means Spotify. That means Apple Podcasts. That means iHeart. And, of course, you download OTT. Yeah, you know me. That means we're on Roku as well. So we're free everywhere you can find us as we continue. One team at a time, one league at a time, one sport at a time. Yeah, baby, the podcast takeover is real with Locked On. And tonight's episode is brought to you by Okay, Ora. What time is it? Game time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. What time is it? Game time on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Want to just remind you real quick, my name is Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. I'll be here after every game. Hey, 160 more after tonight. Without a doubt, it is dope as can be. You know that. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, from the top of my heart, all sides of my heart, for that matter, front, back, all the above, below, everywhere, for making us your first listen every day. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Of course, Padres POSTCAST. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. And as the audience continues to rise, come on up for the rising. Yeah, give us a follow if you would. Subscribe, hit that bell so you know when we're coming your way. You'll get the alerts when we're coming live. And then, of course, you come on into the chat, and we will chop it up about tonight's game. How about Fernando Tatis Jr. sitting dead red, first pitch of the game, baby? How awesome is he? You know what? He's taken a lot of crap over the years. Oh, he's just besmirching the purism of the game. You know what I mean? He's been, the old vets got on him a little bit for being a little too exuberant. He's celebrating a little too much. He loves the game, God forbid. I love him. I want him on my team no matter what. I know you feel the same way about this dude, right? And when you're sitting dead red, and by no means am I comparing myself to Fernando Tatis Jr., but I just remember the feeling. And if you played high school baseball, if you played college baseball, hell, if you played Little League baseball, and you remember that feeling of just sitting dead red right there on a fastball, first pitch, it's the first pitch of the game, not of the game as a whole, but that you're seeing as an offense because you're the home team. It's the bottom of the first, bang, right over the middle, just below chest high, and he crushes it for a leadoff homer. I mean, there's no better feeling in the world than that. You're sitting at Petco, bang, first pitch. It's just right there. Right there, it's one zip, and you love that, right? And then, you add a couple, and we'll get to how the scoring took place in just a moment, but that was awesome seeing that. And then Jake Cronenworth, I mean, a big, big hit tonight. And look, Merrill had a good night as well with 3 hits, right? And he had the 3 RBIs yesterday, so a big start for him, big start for Fernando. Manny was an 0 for tonight, but he had a good game yesterday. And this lineup is devastating, man. They are devastating. I don't know which one's more devastating, this lineup or this bullpen. And they're both fantastic, man. Second pitch from Dylan Lee, and Cronenworth hit that thing a mile into the right field seats. The 4-3 win. And look, Tatis in that leadoff spot, Reynaldo López just thinking, hey, he might have a little patience. He's going to work to go. Oh, no, he's not. I need a chiropractic visit before I leave San Diego. 12th career leadoff homer for Tatis. And, he's the heartbeat, man. He's the energy. He's the injection for this team. And that's certainly what he was tonight. He was the spark that got the crowd going. Everything tonight from Fernando. Absolute great job by him tonight. And, the rematch of the wild card last year, and the Padres won that one 2-0. Just every time the Braves would tie it up, the Padres would take the lead again. You know what I'm saying? Martin Maldonado with an RBI single, Xander Bogaerts with a 2-out RBI double. Marcell Ozuna with a nice clutch RBI hit, drove in 2 for the Braves with 2 outs as well. But how about this bullpen, man? And look, Dylan Cease was good tonight. Dylan Cease was good, was he not? I think Dylan Cease was good tonight. I'll give him a B, maybe a B- for the start tonight. And after what King had happen last night with the control issues, you'll take what you got tonight from Cease. And look, you knew going in, and you know it all year, right? You know it. And we'll be here after every game with the postcast. Give us a subscribe, smash that bell. Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Padres Postcast. Keep coming back every day. Don't confuse us with the Padres Podcast. Locked On Padres Podcast, very different. Day in, day out. You everydayers know everything going on with the team. You'll get it right here with your Padres Postcast. Locked On Padres. But, postcast after the game, every game. So there you have it. But Kings control deserted him yesterday. And you know this going in. You know this going in with Darvish having the health issues. You know this going in. You don't have an ace. You don't have a rotation. It's not your strength. It's modern day baseball 2025. Starter gives you 4 innings, maybe 5 innings if you're lucky. Blue hell, if you get 6, you're going to have a party. I mean, that's the way it is, right? So you don't have those aces that you see around baseball. And look, Garrett Cole out for the Yankees. Ohtani hasn't pitched in how long, right? It's tenuous at best, but the bullpen, the embarrassment of riches. Give me the lefty, give me the righty, give me the lefty, give me the righty. And they don't even have Tanner Scott anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this bullpen is loaded, and you knew coming in the starters aren't going to give you all that much. So to get what you got out of Dylan Cease tonight, and we'll get to the numbers after the break, you're going to be happy with that, because then you're also going to get what you got from Jason Adam. You know what I mean? Then you're also going to get what you got from Robert Suarez, because those guys are going to be counted on to carry a lot more of the load. Because why? Because your starting rotation, it is what it is. You know what I mean? And look, Dylan Cease, 93 pitches in 4 1/3 innings. That's by no means anything that you want to write home about, but he did strike out 7 hitters. And again, we'll give you the numbers in a moment, but Estrada's looked really good both times out these last 2 games. And, Adam has looked fantastic as well in his 2 outings. Suarez gave you a little bit of a carnival ride last night, but real good tonight, although he did get hit off the leg or by a line drive. But so this bullpen, 4 pitchers tonight, 5 last night, getting the job done. We'll give you the numbers and all that when we come back from the first break. And also think about this, right? We're going to have the star of the game. We're going to have the turning point. We will have a little bit of a preview into tomorrow's game 3 of this 4-game series. But there's a good question for us. If you want to come in the chat and chop it up with me, what do you like best so far about this team? Is it the lineup putting the pressure on those pitchers with the late inning heroics as well? Is it the bullpen, or is it something else that I haven't touched on that I might be missing? But you know what I mean. It's pretty cut and dry with what they've been doing so far. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, Gries, at Jim Grease _ Padres Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day, and today was a good day. I know we can't steal Ice Cube from the Dodgers. We wouldn't want him anyway, but 4-3, the Padres win. Maybe we want Cube, but not with the Dodger gear. 4-3, the Padres win. 7-4 yesterday. 2-0 on the season. A great, great job. We'll give you the specifics, the particulars, the box score, all the facts, just the facts, man. And then, of course, as we move forward, getting you ready for the next game tomorrow. But right on the other side of the break, we'll take you through and tell you how the Padres got on the board first and how they just kept staying one step ahead of the Braves all day today. And then, of course, the bullpen. Lights out. Even though it was a night game. It's your Padres Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. I am Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. So much more to come on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And I have one question for you. What time is it? Akeora? It is game time. There is nothing better than catching an MLB game live, and I mean nothing. The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, and the smell of the ballpark food. And if you're looking to go last minute, Game Time makes getting tickets easier than ever. That's right. With last-minute deals, all-in pricing, and a lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the stress out of buying MLB tickets. Plus, tickets drop in prices as the game gets closer, and Game Time is perfect for that because you can score an incredible deal right there on your phone. You know what I'm saying? Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Locked On, and as the, you know what I mean, Padres, Braves, Game 3 is coming up. Big one tomorrow, and, you know, I can count on Game Time to help grab tickets that meet my needs last minute. No problemo. You name it, Game Time is there for you. And, you know, spontaneous, last minute. Like I said, I recently grabbed last-minute tickets for a game, and Game Time had unbeatable prices, which meant more money for food and merch, and who doesn't want that, right? Game Time Picks feature, which I love, just toggle right through, but it makes finding the best deals effortless. It filters out the fluff, highlights the top discounts in the stadium. I can view before I buy, looking at the seats right there on my phone, right? I love that I can preview the exact seat before purchasing. No bad surprises when I get to the stadium, and that's always a big plus, right? So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem the code LOCKEDONMLB, Locked On MLB for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. What time is it? Game Time on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. 4-3 Padres beat the Braves tonight. Game 2 of this 4-game series at Petco. Dylan Cease got the start, but not the win. More on that in a minute. But first, a word from Prize Picks. And you guys know, if you've been watching me on this network for the year plus that I've been here, how I feel about Prize Picks. I love getting action on the action, right? The action's not always enough. You got to get some action on the action. And with baseball season in full swing, there's no better way to get in on that action than with Prize Picks, the best place for daily fantasy sports. That's right. With Prize Picks, you pick more or you pick less on at least 2 player projections. And if you're right, you can win up to 1,000 times your cash. And who doesn't want to do that, right? Whether it's strikeouts, RBIs, first inning runs, Prize Picks keeps every game exciting. Couple of examples for you. I love building my lineup, right? This week, Aaron Judge, I'm picking him for more than 1 home run. And Shohei Ohtani, I hate to even mention the Dodgers name on this show, for more than 1 stolen base. It's that easy. It's fast. It's simple. Setting up a lineup takes less than a minute, 60 seconds. And when you win, your payout is quick, safe, secure. They have exclusive promos that I love. I always take advantage of Taco Tuesday, where Prize Picks offers discounts on select player projections for even more value with Prize Picks. Download the app today. Use the code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONMLB for $50 instantly right away after you play your first $5 lineup with Prize Picks. Run your game. On the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Thank you for making Padres POSTCAST your first listen today. For your second listen, check out Locked On MLB season previews. Every contender, every division, everything you need to know. Find all 6 episodes on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcast. All right, Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Padres POSTCAST tonight is brought to you by Game Time. What time is it? It is Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. All right, Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, Gries, at Jim Grease _. Yeah, baby, what a big win for the Pods tonight. They are 2-0 on the season. Let me throw something up for you. Look, it's the Crow Show right there. And while you're here, give us a, subscribe. Hit us with a subscription. Hit that bell as well so you know when we're coming your way with more content. And then, come on into the chat and say what's up to your boy. We'll be here after every Padres game this season, 162 more After tonight, they got one in the first, one in the second, one in the third. Atlanta got two in the third. So the Padres got on the board first. Tatis, man, just ripped that fastball sitting dead red first pitch of the game. See you, wouldn't want to be you. It's 1-0. They added one in the second, and that was on Maldonado, and they're getting some good hitting from the catcher position so far this season. Elias last night. Maldonado with an RBI. He had 2 hits tonight. With an RBI, knocked in a run. It's 2-0. And then Atlanta ties it at 2. Ozuna with some nice 2-strike hitting with 2 outs, drives in 2 runs and ties the game at 2. But then in the bottom of the third inning, the Padres strike again. This time it was Xander Bogaerts driving in a run with 2 outs. All right, so a good job by the Padres there. And with that, we will get to, in just a moment, you know what you're here for. In just a moment, we'll get to that. But let's see, Tatis with the homer. And then, on the other side of that was the Bogaerts that made it 3-2. And then in the 5th inning, the Braves tied the game. In the 5th inning, the Braves tied the game. And that was, sorry, guys, my phone just bugged out there. And that was, that was when Kelenic homered to right field, ties the game at 3. But then in the 8th inning, Lee's on the mound and Cronenworth wins the game for San Diego. Wonder what the turning point will be there. If you're looking for things that the Padres did well tonight, I'll give you those in just a moment. We're going to have the star of the game. We're going to have the turning point. We're going to have a look ahead toward tomorrow as we continue with your Locked On Podcast Network's Padres Postcast right here. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. And man, oh man, we got a lot going on here right now. And here's some of the things that we're talking about.
This is what you'll be talking about.
It's what we are talking about on your Padres Postcast. What a night again for the late inning heroics. It was Cronenworth with the home run doing it tonight, and we'll have some nice things for you day in and day out on the show, like the player of the game, the turning point, and things like that. And it's a new format with the Postcast as we continue to get used to it. I'm doing a new team this year, having a blast with the Padres, and really excited to have such an exciting team, man, with this offense, the way that they hit the ball, put pressure on you from the jump with Luis Arraez. I mean, you're talking about this dude who's, a lot of people think he's the best hitter since Tony Gwynn. He's in the 2-hole. You got Tatis leading off. You got Manny. You got Jackson Merrill, Cronenworth after that, Bogaerts. And after the spring training with the 6 home runs that Gavin Sheets had, you're excited about him too. Hayward down there in the 8th spot. They've been getting hitting from the catching position. All right, so let's take a look at how some of this happened tonight. We talked about how they scored their runs, but really looking at the box score, it was Merrill 3 for 4 tonight. He's hitting .571, man. Had the big RBI in yesterday's game, the big RBI total. Today it was the hits, and tremendous job by him. And when you look at what the Padres were able to do offensively in this game tonight, you know, a lot of that was Jackson Merrill and Cronenworth, the 2 of them combining for 5 hits, and Maldonado in the 9th spot had 2 hits as the catcher. So a great job by them. For Atlanta, when you're looking at their box, I mean, it wasn't anything spectacular for anyone in their lineup. Nobody had 2 hits, a couple of RBIs for Ozuna on that 2-out hit. For the Braves, Lopez gave up 9 hits, 3 earned runs, walked 2, struck out 1 in 5 innings. Their bullpen was pretty good. That's been, the way of the world in baseball. Their bullpen gave up 1 run, as the Padres bullpen was just a little bit better tonight. But they've been lights out in 2 games. The Padres, 12 innings, 13 strikeouts, 4 walks, 1 hit, 3 hits, 1 run for the Padres bullpen. Cease went 4 1/3, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. But the bullpen, man, 4 2/3 innings tonight. They give up just 1 hit. They strike out a bunch. They don't give up anything at all. Just a tremendous job by the bullpen. So what do you do when it's time to start handing out some hardware? Well, you got to choose carefully. But first things first, what are we going to do about this right here?
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
All right, it just wanted to play itself twice. There it is right there. There it is. There it is. I mean, just look at that beautiful sight, right? Just following that ball. Boom. And that's the turning point. That was Cronenworth's home run. in the bottom of the 8th inning, second pitch that he saw, and just a beautiful job there. And, it leads to this little bit of a celebration in the 4-3 win. There's Merrill and Sheets. What a story Sheets is. Wasn't expected to make the team, hit 6 home runs in spring training. Merrill, the year he had last year, runner-up to Paul Skeens in the Rookie of the Year balloting. I mean, everybody getting in on the action tonight. I love just kind of doing this. There's Sheets, with a hard slide in, and it ended up being a pretty good win. And here's our boy here. First pitch of the game, dead red for Fernando Tatis Jr. Everybody excited as he drills one into the seats, really set the tone, got the crowd rocking from the beginning. Bogaerts driving in a run. You know what I'm saying? So Bogaerts driving in a run. There's Fernando and everybody happy in the dugout. So what do you do now about...
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
This is a tough one, right? It's a tough one. You almost want to give it to the bullpen as a crew, and that's Dylan Cease. But the bullpen was great tonight, man. They were really terrific, and they've been awesome 2 games in a row to start the season, like I said. And, 13 strikeouts, only 4 walks in 12 innings pitched. Tatis had the homer tonight. I'd give it to the bullpen as a whole. You had Morjon, an inning and 2/3. You had Estrada with an inning. You had Adam with an inning. You had Suarez. Adam struck out the side. Suarez struck out 1. Everybody struck out at least 1. They only walked 2 hitters. They gave up 1 hit and no run. So I guess I'm going to give it to the Padres bullpen. But if not, I'd give it to this guy. Come on, StreamYard. Come on. There you go. Or I'd give it to this guy. Why not, right? But either way, you know what I mean? A great, great job by the Padres. The first couple of games, they do what they're supposed to do, right? They do what they're supposed to do. Tomorrow's a 4:15 game, by the way, on Fox. We'll be here right after that game with your postcast. It's going to be Spencer Schwellenbach and Randy Vasquez. Vasquez for the Padres, coming off a 4-7 season with a 4.87 ERA. And, of course, pitched for the Padres, the Yankees in 2023. And so he gets to start tomorrow against Schwellenbach. And let's take a look real quick at the numbers on this game. Where are we at? The win probability is 50-50. The Padres are plus 125 tomorrow. A little value there. Why not? Plus 125 on the Pods. But it's a 4:15 pitch. Atlanta minus 145. San Diego's 2-0. And you're getting a little bit of that underdog action with them. We talk about the action. Check it out on FanDuel. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, G-R-I-E-S. That's all there is. There is no more Pods fans. 2-0, baby. 2-0, 4-3. Cronenworth, the home run in the 8th to break the tie. Before that, Tatis with the leadoff homer. Bogaerts drove in a run. Maldonado drove in a run. And, of course, the bullpen, fantastic. Again, in 2 games, they've gone 12 innings. They have not allowed jack squat 1 run. 13 strikeouts, 4 walks only in 12 innings pitched for the bullpen. So far, they're 2-0. First pitch at 4:15 tomorrow. We're here right after that with Padres Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Padres Podcast, Locked On Padres, day in and day out. You everydayers know it. You New Jacks, come on in. Give us a subscription on the YouTube. And, of course, hit that bell so you know when we're coming your way with more content. I am Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. Talk to you tomorrow, Padres fans. 4-3, you beat the Braves. Go crazy, San Diego. Keep your game tight and your mind right. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Padres Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.